Hi, Sinocap here. Today, I'm going to explain a 2019 Spanish social, science fiction, horror film called The Platform. The movie begins with an old man inspecting various cuisines in a restaurant. The scene shifts to two people in a locked room. The older-looking man says to the other, "Level 48." The other person asks, "So this is the pit?" To which, the older man says, "Yes, and the month is about to begin. What I'm wondering is, what our food will be." He says, that it will be whatever the ones above don't want. The other person asks, "Who are the ones above?" The older man says, "The people on level 47. The man looks at a hole in floor, and sees many floors or levels below him. He looks at the ceiling and sees many levels above him. He tells his name, Goreng, to the older man. The older man tells him to stay on his side of the room. The man moves to his side of the room and asks his name again. The older man says, his name is Trimagasi. Goreng asks Trimagasi how it all works. Trimagasi says that they must eat. Sometimes, it's easy, other times, it's difficult, depending on where they are assigned. He says that level 48 is actually a good level. He asks Trimagasi, how many are there below him, to which Trimagasi says, not many, but soon there will be even less. He tries to speak to someone on the below level, but Trimagasi stops him. He says, he shouldn't talk to the ones below and the ones above won't answer. Goreng asks Trimagasi, how long has he been here, to which he replies, many months. Goreng asks, how long will they be here? Trimagasi says, we'll be here for exactly a month. Trimagasi says that from now on, he will only give as much information as he receives. He thinks it's not a fair trade, that he is giving all this information without receiving the same in return. Suddenly, the lights turn green and a large panel with leftover food drops down. Trimagasi starts eating. Goreng finds eating the leftovers disgusting. He calculates that there are 47 levels above them, and 2 people per room. Which means they are eating leftovers from 94 people. Trimagasi says, as the month goes by, there will be less people above them. Goreng refuses to eat. He asks Trimagasi, why there will be less people as month goes by. He doesn't answer, but simply asks if Goreng is really not eating. Goreng takes an uneaten apple and saves it for later. The platform with leftover food goes to a level below. Trimagasi drinks some wine and spits it out on the leftover food. Goreng asks what if the ones above did the same. Trimagasi says, of course they did. Suddenly, the temperature starts rising. Trimagasi explains that temperature will keep rising unless Goreng returns the apple he stole from them. He says, the food is only theirs until the platform is on their level. Goreng drops the apple and the temperature returns to normal. The scene shifts to an off-screen woman asking Goreng to agree to terms before entering. He asks if he is accepted, to which the woman replies, not yet. He asks if his object can be a book. She says, it can be whatever he likes. Back in the room, Goreng tells Trimagasi that he is in the room because he wanted to quit smoking and read Don Quixote. Trimagasi asks if he came in voluntarily. He says, yes, 6 months, in exchange for an accredited degree. Trimagasi says, he should get 2 degrees for spending a year here. Goreng, unable to sleep at night, keeps staring in the hole below. Trimagasi warns him to stand back. Suddenly a platform moves up with intense speed. Next day, food arrives, but Goreng refuses to eat. He asks Trimagasi why he's here. Trimagasi says he'll tell him only if he stops saying the word, obviously, which he was doing a lot. He agrees. Trimagasi tells him that he saw an ad about samurai wax, a tool to sharpen blunt knives. He bought it after watching the ad. He then saw another ad, from the same people as the previous ad, and this time, they were selling a knife, Samurai Plus, that never goes blunt. He felt stupid, and got so angry, that he threw his TV set out of the window. It fell on an illegal immigrant, and he died. They gave him a choice, a psychiatric hospital, or the hole. Then he says, unfortunately, they never offered me a degree for it. Goreng asks how many levels are there. Trimagasi says, more than 132. Goreng asks how much food reaches to that level. Trimagasi says, almost none. Goreng tries to talk to the people at lower levels. But Trimagasi starts pissing at the lower level. Goreng says, he chose a book, then asks what Trimagasi chose. Trimagasi says, he chose Samurai Plus. Food arrives, Goreng starts eating. Trimagasi is using the knife on the wall. He says, the longer he uses it, the sharper it gets. Suddenly, a person drops from above. Trimagasi says, On the above levels, you can eat anything you want, but there is nothing to do. Goreng screams if anyone is going to do anything. Trimagasi says that it's best if they stay at middle levels. He says Goreng looks like someone who'd jump, but doesn't have the guts when he is below. Goreng asks Trimagasi what levels he has been to. He replies, he woke up at level 72, then at 26, 38, 43, 11, 79, last month at 132, and now here. Goreng insinuates that since there's almost no food at level 132, and Trimagasi has his self-sharpening knife, he killed and ate his cellmate. The food platform arrives, with a girl sitting on it. Trimagasi tells Goreng not to worry about her. He tells her that she comes down every month. She is looking for her child. She kills her cellmate every month, before coming down, in the hopes that she can make her child, her cellmate. He tells Goreng that he didn't kill and ate his cellmate. His cellmate simply completed his time in the hole. He tells him that during day 8, at level 132, a body fell when the platform was at their level. They removed the body, and ate human flesh. The platform moves to the lower level. The two people at lower level grab the girl and take her away, but she kills both of them, and sits back on the platform. Trimagasi asks Goreng to read him his book, from chapter 1. They carry on for the next couple of days, eating, sleeping, washing clothes. They grow closer over the next couple of days. At night, they smell gas, which means they'll pass out and wake up on another level. Goreng wakes up, tied to his bed. Trimagasi reveals they are at level 171. Trimagasi says it's better to eat than be eaten. He says he'll wait for 7 to 8 days before eating strips of flesh from him. Two bodies fall down through the hole. The platform drops down, with no food on it. Trimagasi goes through his days, with Goreng tied to the bed. Trimagasi tries to peel some flesh from Goreng, but then, the platform arrives with the same girl on it. She attacks Trimagasi, frees Goreng, and gives him the knife. He kills Trimagasi. Goreng later wakes up, to see the girl eating Trimagasi's flesh. Later, she takes the platform to lower level. The scene shifts to the old man, from beginning of the movie, getting angry at the staff over some dish. There's a hair in the dish, and he is checking who that hair belongs to. There are worms on Trimagasi's bodies. Goreng eats those worms. Goreng smells gas, which means his level is going to change. Goreng wakes up, with a new cellmate, Imogiri, and a dog. He is at level 33. Imogiri calls him by his name. He asks her, how does she know his name? It is revealed that she is the same woman from earlier, who was inquiring before accepting him into the hole. He asks her if she can get him out of here. She says no. He asks her how many people she sent here, before they sent her. She says she came here voluntarily. He says, doesn't she know people die here? She says, they call it a vertical self-management center. He asks her, how many levels are there? She says, 200. She says, if people only ate what they needed, the food would get to the lowest levels. But it's not like that, not in the pit, and neither in the outside world. The platform arrives with the food. She feeds the food to her dog. He says, that might cause someone's death. She says, one day he eats, and the other day she does. She feeds the dog her own food. He says, it may cause the death of a kid. She says, under 16, no one is allowed. She tries to reason with the below level, to only eat what they need. They refuse. Next day, she tries the same, but they still refuse. She does this every day to no result. On day 15, Goreng tells the people on below level, that if they don't listen to the lady, he'll shit on the food every day. This works. She get upset. She wanted to convince them, not threaten them. She asks Goreng to try convince the people above them. He says, they won't listen, because he can't shit upwards. Next day, the girl arrives on the platform, but she is passed out. They help her to the bed. It starts getting cold. Goreng notices the dog with the food. He takes it from the dog and throws it down. At night, the lady starts fighting with the girl. The girl has killed the lady's dog. Next day, she takes the platform to a lower level. He tells Imogiri that it's because of her son. Imogiri tells him she interviewed her 10 months ago, and she came alone. She has no kids. She reveals that she worked 25 years for the administration, sending people here, without knowing what this place is. She fought cancer for 3 years. When they told her she's going to die, she came here to help. She tells him he's an idiot for bringing a book here. Next scene shows food platform being prepared at level 0. The platform moves down, and we see how people at every level treat the food. Goreng notices a plate of snails that no one has touched. Imogiri is not eating. When Goreng asks, she says, "Today is dog's turn to eat." He says it's the last day, and she should eat something. Next day, they wake up at level 202. Imogiri has killed herself. He notices there are many more levels down below. The platform arrives with no food. He grabs a broken piece of glass from the platform. He starts scribbling lines on the wall. He eats the paper from his book. He sees an illusion of Trimagasi, telling him to eat Imogiri. Forced due to hunger, he eats her. Next month, he wakes up at level 6, with the girl as his cellmate. This turns out to be a dream. And he wakes up to find he is, indeed, on level 6 but with a different cellmate. His cellmate, Bharat, asks people on above level to help him climb up. They agree, but when he climbs at the top, they shit on him. Goreng helps him by grabbing him before he falls to his death. Goreng asks Bharat to help him climb down. He plans on riding the platform and giving food at every level so everyone can survive. He says, if we can get the food to the last level, we'll break the mechanics. He says that he calculated 250 levels based on platform speed and time it stops at every level. Bharat asks what if they don't get the food to last level. Goreng says, then they stay on the platform to go up, just like he wanted. Next day, they make weapons from the bed frame and ride the platform down. Goreng says that first 50 levels will not eat today. They can go one day without food. The man on level 7 refuses and tries to take food. Bharat hits him with his weapon. They keep doing this until they come to level with someone that Bharat knows. He says what they're doing is good, but they must try dialogue to convince before they use violence. He tells them that they need to send their message to the people working at level 0 instead of the administration. He says that they should send a perfectly intact dish back to level 0. They save a dish called panna cotta. They start handing out food from level 51. They reach a level where the girl woke up. She has killed the cellmate and moved to another level. The platform doesn't stop there. The platform only stops at the level that has someone alive. They realize that this means there are more levels than Goreng counted. They reach another level where both people are dead. Platform doesn't stop at that level. They reach a level where they see the girl being killed by a man. They attack the two people at the level and kill them. They keep going down. They finally reach the last level. Level 333. Goreng finds the kid the woman was looking for at the last level. They get off the platform and it moves down. Goreng asks Bharat to throw the panna cotta, as keeping it will make temperature rise or fall. They realize that temperature hasn't changed. The kid, who is a girl, is hungry. They give her the panna cotta to eat. Goreng dreams of Bharat telling him that the girl is the message. Next day, platform arrives. Bharat has died due to his injuries. Goreng takes the girl and sits on the platform. Once the platform reaches the last level, he sees an illusion of Trimagasi, telling him to get off the platform, because he is not the message. He gets off the platform. The movie ends with the girl on the platform going up. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.